My best advice to a couple that lives together: get security cameras. Put them in your house, put them in every room. That way there's no arguing. You're not gonna spend hours of your day.
You're a child.
I told you, man, these bras sound like the opposite end of the red pill. They sound crazy.
That's the advice that you give to people?
Her name is Casiah West. You know, I'd actually seen her before one time. She did this video. You know where the guy goes, yo, hey, where do you guys live? How much you pay for rent?
How much do you guys pay for rent in New York?
And he goes into their apartments and he
Yes.
So they did it with her, and they live in a $12,000 a month apartment. So I'm like, yo, where do these people get money where they got a $12,000 a month apartment in New York City?
G'day guys. How much do you guys spend a month on food? Can I come cook for you at your house? Whoa, are you kidding? You have an outdoor shower. What's happened there?
Much percent.
Any dietary restrictions I need to know about?
You don't murder animals.
How much?
Her husband, who's like some kind of Indian dude who makes money doing like Buddhist stuff. I don't know. Listen, to be honest with you, whenever I see people who
he's an author, I think.
Yeah, a Buddhist book.
Yeah.
$12,000 a month. Hey, listen, I'm just saying, I don't know. Could be. I'm just saying, I see podcasts, I see spirituality, I see yapping, and I see a lavish lifestyle, and I think scamming is somewhere involved.
If it makes a lot of money.
Just saying. This is the vibe I got. But no way to prove it. I didn't want to do a deep dive. It just...
I understand the sentiment and why.
$12,000 a month is a lot.
Yeah, it is.
The reason that men, and even like a lot of women will say their sons will do this too, the reason that they get angry with you for interrupting, even when you're interjecting, is because it feels so confusing to them. So they think, if I'm confused, then you must be doing something rude. If you've disrupted my train of thought, then you must be being rude. So they take it out on you. But they don't know that what's going on is they just can't listen and think and talk at the same time. It's just not how their brains were built. So they're gonna lash out at you if you do that.
You can't listen and talk and you can't listen and talk and think at the same time. No. I could say, yeah, you can, but nobody can. It's not a way to have... What's going on? It's not a proper way to have a conversation. I can't listen and talk. Nobody can. I can assure you, nobody can listen, think, and talk at the same time.
In her defense, I do know some people who that's how they always talk. And so that's how they have their conversations. They're all interjecting and jumping on, which is okay.
Yes, but if you're trying to solve a point, that is not a way to solve a point. That's not a way to solve a matter. If I'm trying to, let's say we have a misunderstanding or something like that.
Are you saying right now you can't think and talk at the same time?
What were you saying? Because I was just talking and you spoke over me and... You can't do conflict resolution like that.
I'll be honest with you, I have never heard somebody who's a defective communicator saying thinking and talking at the same time is a good idea.
Men have a hard time hearing and talking at the same time, so no matter what you say, it's an interruption. You know, when you're talking to a man and you're adding things onto what he's saying, you're agreeing with him, but he's getting mad at you because for some reason he thinks you're disagreeing. For a woman, adding on to the conversation is building rapport. Interjection is much different than an interruption. Even when I explained this in another video, men still kept saying, just stop interrupting, you're being rude. Men need to realize that if we're adding on to what you're saying, we're agreeing.
Yeah, but we didn't ask you to. Sometimes we just want to be able to get our thought out to feel like we're heard. When you're interrupting it or interjecting or adding on, it doesn't feel like we're being heard properly. So you might be thinking you're doing something good for us, but that's not what we asked for. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like when you make me a plate of food and all of a sudden you want to start throwing salt and pepper and season it for me. I say, no, I'm good. And you're just doing it without asking. It's okay for me to be like, can you stop? And you do it often. Oh, no, I think you need some butter over here. I don't even like butter. It's just like, let me do my thing. And afterwards, you can do your thing.
Yeah, but they're adding to the food. Why won't you let her feed you?
You know, the irony of it is like they think they're doing what's better for you and you're not accepting it. So you're in the wrong. It sounds a lot like misogyny, don't it? When men try to tell women what it is they're supposed to be doing because they think what's right for them. Ain't that what it is?
But a lot of times, they don't realize that they do that. Right?
Which is fair.
But
if you're being told, hey, it bothers me, then that's the point where you might be to think like, okay. Because here's the thing. What did she say at the beginning? Let's say everything she said is true. Men can't think and talk at the same time. Let's say I agree with you. Men are the inferior communicators. How are you being helpful by interrupting me while I'm talking?
This whole thing about the inferior communicator is just so funny to me. It's like there's people that communicate and people that don't. All right, stop saying that men don't know how to communicate and stuff like that. It's funny how we always want men. We always say that women are better communicators than men. Women are better communicators, but then we are the one that needs to fucking. We need to guess everything that you say. If you're such a good communicator, why don't you just say it? No, we have to read body language, read minds, read palms, read in the crystals, read everything. We're the worst communicators, but yet we have to do a lot of the fucking work to communicate. Yet you there, the communication experts, do fucking nothing. And then you're just being like, yeah, no, I know what you want. You want this, and let me fucking talk, lady. Let me fucking talk.
Whoa.
Was that too much?
Did you just start swearing out of nowhere? Is it necessary for you to be aggressive?
I'm adding to the conversation.
It's kind of like when you make a really good point, and then at the end you say cunt, and then nothing else before
that. But
there's nothing else.
But that's,
did you just say fuck?
But that's oh yeah.
Excuse me.
Oh yeah.
Was that kind of tone necessary?
But what about the rest of the shit that I say? No, none of that matters.
Let me build the rapport by adding on to what you said.
Days. But that's oh my god.
I agree with you. I just didn't like the tone.
I got some triggers right now. So when you're having a conversation and you're trying to resolve something, don't interrupt. For agreeing or not agreeing, don't.
I'll say this. So some of the comments from the ladies, it says, it's a lecture, not a conversation. He hates when I interrupt, but he also doesn't like it when I'm silent, and he feels like he's lecturing me. Yeah, it's because I don't want you to interrupt me, but I don't want to finish what I'm saying, and then you're standing there silent because I didn't let you. Like, of course, you sound like you're being.
Can we have an in between? Jesus fucking Christ! Just an in between. Bro.
This was my biggest issue in my last relationship. I couldn't even say yeah or while he talked. Conversations with men are either lectures or interrogations.
It depends with who. It really depends with who.
I call it engaging with the conversation. Listen, nobody wants to be lectured to. You don't want to hear some monologue of 5 or 6, 7 minutes. I also don't want to hear yeah the whole time I'm talking, because it feels like, are you even listening to me, or are you just giving me affirmative stuff? Like, I don't know. I think listening is an active skill. I think reflecting on something the person said takes seconds. If you're constantly just yapping the whole time I'm talking, then it doesn't feel like I'm really being heard. If it's such a chore for you to not be able to say yeah the whole time while I'm talking, like, how much effort are you really willing to put into communication? All I'm asking is for, like, let me say my piece, and then you can say your piece, and then we go back and forth. Is that crazy? Is that like men being that oppressive? Is that crazy? I don't know.
I don't think
I never thought this would be something. I've never had this argument in my relationships personally. I've never had a partner that said they didn't feel heard by me. But I also never had partners who would interrupt me every time I try to speak. Like, they were very cordial and respectful enough. So this behavior I just never personally seen.
I don't think it has nothing to do with men and women. Some men do it, some women do it.
Fair.
Men can never find anything around the house because their vision did not evolve to see the entire picture. They're completely tunnel vision. So you can't get mad at your husband every time he can't find the remote or the keys or the juice in the fridge, because they literally can't see it. They're basically blind on either side and can only see this right in front of them. It's the reason that
man can see and find things in the house because you move them. That's why. It's because you moved them. When you feel that it's not at its place, you put it somewhere else that I didn't put there. That's it. Or motherfuckers ADD. It's not even a husband thing. There's plenty of wives out there that can't find some things.
Oh, there's women right now in the comments typing like, I can't find shit.
I can't find shit.
Like how she said evolutionary, like any of this makes sense. Like, how do you think men were the hunter-gatherers? Like, how do you think they ever spent time in the woods trying to catch animals? Like, you have to have good peripheral vision. Like, I don't know. It's just the confidence with which they bring in. They have tunnel vision. They didn't evolve to biologically have the vision. They have
tunnel vision, but they go out hunting with their friends and they can find the deer. Please. It is so crazy
how often people get online and start saying evolutionarily speaking, and then, biologically speaking, and cite shit that is not real anywhere in any book.
Women have superior sensory equipment and analyze information more rapidly between the two hemispheres of their brain, which makes them much better at deciphering nonverbal cues, whereas men don't have that capability. That's why you can't get mad at your man if he doesn't understand that you're upset. You could be acting like you're upset all day and he'll be like, what do you mean? Like, you're fine. Because they can't.
The masters of communication.
Because they can read the new nonverbal cues.
They can read it. A man can't. You know what? How about you just say it? Say what the fuck is on your mind, lady. It's funny how you want someone in the man that is open to saying what he feels and what's on his heart, but I gotta decipher what the hell's on yours. I gotta read cues. What am I, the FBI? You know why we don't like that and we don't pick it up? Because it's easier when you use your mouth. Pause. But it is easier when you use your mouth.
But biologically speaking, women had to be guarded with their emotions and the word that they said because their husbands could choose to leave them at any point. So evolutionarily speaking, they chose not to open up and be direct because they needed their men to understand and make the emotional labor to come meet them halfway.
On est au secondaire là.
Don't stonewall me. I gave you a real valid response. I interjected to add rapport to what you were already saying.
I am talking and thinking at the same time right now.
But that's why you're not making sense. Because as a man, you can't. So I need you to stop trying. I need you to stop trying.
God, my guy.
I'll stop.
My guy.
Listen, guys.
No, I think you made a valid point.
Can you stop interjecting? I don't want any report.
I'm agreeing with you.
I don't want the report.
I'm agreeing with you. Fuck, man. It's always like that. When we agree with them, they can't fucking.
All right. Well, this is what she used to do before she did this dating stuff. You ready?
We could be quantum entangled with our future selves. We know that quantum entanglement exists. Quantum particles are attached in a way that they can affect each other.
Yo, come back. Yo, Priest, you and I are quantumly attached to this channel. We have a responsibility to get back here.
No, I'm not.
The quantum physics are calling you back. Let's go, Einstein. Hey, let's go. I have no idea what this quantum. Hey, let's keep listening.
In regard to space or time at all. Consciousness is connected to this quantum field. If you put attention on one of these particles, that is how they appear in our reality. In terms of quantum physics and the law of attraction, if you are putting attention on your future self, whatever that version of that future self is, you're potentially literally creating that.
Hey, yo, I feel like the pot stirred in the back because she cooking soup, nigga. I can feel the heat. That soup is soupy. She just sprinkle a little quantum, a little physics, a little attraction, a little love.
I would add a little bit more crystals. Just a little bit.
Yeah,
just a little bit more crystals.
Put that meth in there. Let's go. Hey,
maybe missing a little bit of horoscope.
This soup is crazy. And you know what's so funny? I swear I've noticed this. Literally every person who becomes one of these dating gurus, if you look at their past jobs, it was like sales, spirituality, some other mumbo jumbo, some fucking pyramid scheme type thing. Like all of them seem to come from these backgrounds.
Sales. Something that's wrong with themselves.
There is something so consistent about this. You just notice a certain pattern with a lot of people that enter this world who become gurus. They're like, they didn't really have their shit before they got into this realm, and then they found a niche, and all of a sudden they're experts in this. No credentials, none of that shit. It's just quantum physics that has nothing to do with the laws of physics. It just borrows the same name because we're attaching ourselves to molecules and particles that are quantumly attached to the person we're in love with, thus creating an eternal bond.
And also, we are also, different charges because neutrons, protons, and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
So we have the positive, negative charge, you know what I mean? Laws of attraction and stuff. And sometimes the polar of some people switch, you know what I mean? When you attract them, you were maybe a negative and they were a positive, so it went together. Yeah. But when both of you went in the negative phase in your relationship and you switch somehow, some way, the polars of that person and became a negative and you're too negative, and that's how your relationship ends because negative physics.
Your aura is glowing right now.
Oh, watch! Oh, watch!
Your aura is glowing.
Oh, get the fuck.
Yeah, shining brighter than my future.
You're the lit.
Absolutely,
Oh, your
sir.
aura is.
I feel like I could really see.
Oh, like the other
And your
chick.
past selves.
Like that other chick was
So
just
deep.
watching that old geezer.
So
Oh my
beautiful.
God, you're so like your aura. It's just so.
You just feel like an old witch.
Yo, run that shit back. Run that shit.
Yo,
Run that.
preach the old witch.
I'm an old witch. Yeah.
It's just,
Your presence.
it is crazy.
Your presence is so present.
Even her husband, like it just, everything about these people just give off scammer vibes.
Yo,
Like I don't
no,
know
man.
what it is. It
Oh,
just
man. It does. It really does.
just one more spirituality thing before you.
This whole philosophy of why people get bored. We might have experienced this before in a past life, and we now see this thing as boring. And the only way to break out of that and not be consistently bored with your life and to have every meal feel new and to have every person feel new is to just be present to the moment. The past doesn't exist.
Hey man, I enjoy this kind of stuff. But hey, I shouldn't poo-poo this kind of spiritual stuff. Maybe it's a layer of understanding that I just haven't achieved yet.
A man has to be on his girl's side, especially if it's in public, and even more so if it's about another girl. Even if you don't logically think that she's correct, it doesn't matter. You're not a referee. Your job is not to be impartial. Your job is to be her man. If you do disagree with her, you better make sure it doesn't sound like you're siding with another female. What are you trying to do? Make another woman feel more special? Trust me, you are not doing that girl any favors. All she's gonna see is a guy who disrespects his woman.
Thoughts?
Not a lot of thoughts there.
Well, what if that's you in that situation?
No, if you're wrong, you're wrong. It's like I will tell you, you are wrong. It's okay. Like when we go somewhere, it's not like in the setting where there's a lot of people and then we interact. It's not like our power couple versus the world and this and that. No, we meet people and we have different opinion about different stuff, right? And I'm gonna have different opinions around stuff, and she can have different opinions, and we can have different opinions. That's because we are our own different individual human being. I don't become her, she doesn't become me. It's just we're still a human being, and it's you have to practice the wonderful art of agreeing to disagree. When you disagree with someone, it doesn't mean that you are an enemy. You're just not on the same point.
I think you're trying to make the other girl feel special.
Yes, but you're it's so kindergarten shit. That's
Now you gotta have her back because y'all a team and y'all against the other team.
That's high school shit, But if we go somewhere and then, or even if I'm wrong, I want someone to check me if I'm wrong.
I just couldn't imagine.
And then we're like, we meet you, we talk about something, you say something, I say something back, and I make no sense.
Yeah.
I want the person to be able to tell me.
You're like, yo, Fresh and Fit are super talented. And I'm like, no, they're not. And it lists all the reasons why they're not. And your girl agrees with me. Like, she's doing the right thing by letting you know.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Of course.
Yeah.
She gotta let me know.
Exactly. Because you walk around just wearing a Fresh and Fit hoodie going, that being said, we can't have that.
No, we can't have that.
Us teaming up, we saving you from being wrong.
Sure. But you're not trying to make her feel special.
And if she agree with me, I won't be like,
Yeah, okay,
your
baby.
Wife, my nigga.
Okay, yo,
wife. Even your wife, my nigga. Even your wife is on my side.
Yeah, you're wrong. He's wrong. It's my wife now.
Yeah.
Like, it's not.
Like, you making it sound like if she agreed with me, all of a sudden she reaching for my balls or something. Like, yo, relax. It's just.
It's not what's going on. Like, what's going on? What is happening with people's ego that fucks you up so much? Yeah, man, I really didn't appreciate you agreeing with you. What happens in your ego that you're so uncertain about yourself that, what 1 + 1 = 2 now? You're just trying to make her feel special. What's wrong with people?
Also, it's okay to be wrong. Like, forget she said a comment that was interesting. She says, you're not a referee. Your job's not to be impartial. No. but it is to help my partner make sure like they're on the right track of things, and also to give my honest feedback. Now, of course, you know, I'm not gonna be out here just shitting on my, hey, you dumb bitch, you got the wrong answer.
That's not what you're doing,
no,
though.
but it's like, no, I think actually what she says makes more sense. If your ego can't handle the fact that you may be incorrect about something in public,
Then
like,
you're a whole.
I might have just married the wrong person.
You're a whole toddler.
Yay.
You're a toddler.
I think there's a way to do it without diminishing your partner and making them look like an idiot. Like, it's okay to be wrong about stuff.
Yeah, I don't have to fucking run through the motherfucker. Be like, you dumbass mother.
Yeah, that's why I drive and you don't. You know, like,
You don't have to go to that extent, but Jesus Christ, if you can't even handle that, you're a whole ass toddler and you need to work on yourself.
but
God damn
this
it.
is like very us versus them mentality. But let's keep watching. Yeah.
You made her feel special.
Oh, you my girl. We going.
You made her feel special. Why did you? Why did you? Why did you make her feel special?
Let's keep watching.
No, B.
I think you got to take people for people. I think you have to figure out how they like to communicate and work with them on that basis. I've had partners who were very outspoken and wanted to text off, and I had other partners who didn't. I had partners who wanted to have heated back and forths and we could yell, and I had partners who would shut down if I tried to interject in the way that they didn't like. And it was my job as a partner to meet them halfway and to try to make sure that they felt comfortable enough to communicate, okay? So you have to understand there's labor that you have to do. And if it just means not having to do certain things while your partner's talking, it should be okay. All this talk about women, this is how... You have a partner, help them out. All this man versus woman nonsense, all this shit. Like, I've just met too many women who operate differently in a lot of different realms to think that I could have a one-size-fits-all thing. And I would hope that for women, it's been the same in regards to how they work with their men. If not, if you dating the same motherfucker with the same problems all the time, you probably picking a certain type. I'm just saying. Because I can assure you, the way even me and my roommate communicates different.
You have a whole ass Mr. Roboto shit going on. Woman must act this way.
God.
It's like very binary. It's this or that. This or that.
Let us know what you guys think in the comments below. We want to hear from you.